Somebody feels like they see the real you. Go with me here. You've always been yourself. You're a human. There have been times you definitely said things out of rashness or fear of not doing something and then losing something. There have been times in the past where you came off, and go with me here. Go with me here. I'm here for your highest timeline. There's times in the past you came off as clingy to people. This is a love reading. This is 1000% a love reading. So this is somebody who you have some form of history with. You could have been intimate together at some point, but there's at least a sense of you were in a talking phase together. And things were going really good. They were vibing, and then you felt a deep sense of insecurity, not being sure how this other person felt about you, because there could have been a change in, I'm seeing a change in behavior about how you two would communicate. So the amount you communicated, the type of messages, the type of topics, it went from like daily talking and vibing to not really being messaged all the time, or them becoming shorter or not seeing each other as much, or maybe you stopped being intimate. These are collective takes what resonates. And you jumped the gun at that point in your life thinking it was something to do with you or that they lost interest, etc. And you could have said things out of fear, out of ego. And the ego does not mean selfishness and cockiness. That's side effects of the ego. The ego is formed in childhood to protect you. It registers what it doesn't know as danger and what it does know as safety. So with this dynamic, you had in the past been used to partners that, from what I'm sensing, the type of person you are, would try to not let you have space, not let you have time to marinate and think about things, that things had to always just be right then and there. So you got into this space of the only way somebody actually likes me or is healthy is if they have a toxic connection to you. Like they don't respect your space. This person is different. This person, space is an extremely important thing to them. They were going through things in their life that had nothing to do with you. And that is why they pulled their energy back. It wasn't that you did anything. They needed their energy for themselves. And there was other aspects going on. You and this person have a connection. And there was a time frame where, because you, at that time, were pushing things due to fear of losing. Being like, hey, I don't want this person to think now I don't care that they're not talking to me. So I'm gonna bring something up. Hey, do you still like me? Blah, blah, blah. And this wasn't a one-time thing. This had to happen at least a couple of times. And it got to the point where whoever is connected to this reading with you was like, I don't want this type of person. This person is either too self-conscious or clingy type of energy for me. And it's not in a way where they're like snarking at you. They're like, I can't give what this person needs. I cherish my alone time. I have a lot of other things on my plate. I'm not the one for them. Even though I think they're hot, even though I think they're a nice person, a good person, etc. If they need this much attention, I am not the person for them. You both have gone into separation, okay? And during this separation, you have been able to self-reflect on how much of your actions came off in a complete way you didn't mean. I mean, you have reflected and you see things from a totally different side, and you've forgiven yourself also. That's the biggest thing. You were a younger version. You're not who you are now back then. Who you are now would not have done those things you did back then, and you know why? Because you've done them and you've learned. What is meant for you will always find its way back to you. What's not meant for you is a spiritual reason and lesson in being in each other's life, etc., and you go separate ways. I see a person who has pressed play on your connection. You separated. There was either some form of an unspoken thing that, hey, like, don't message me anymore, like I'm not about this. Or there was a healthy boundary put that was like, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, or I don't want us to really be communicating the way we used to. Take it as it resonates. I know this sounds a little harsh, but it's true. There was some form of either subconscious or verbal verification of a healthy boundary being set. You have more than respected this. You have flourished. You have gone forth in life and have been focused on your 3D world being successful because of how much you value life and yourself. You've, in this time frame of deep separation from this person, all the love that you were trying to give them, or affection, or whatever, you've harnessed it for yourself. This is imperative. This is imperative. You've experienced, these are collective tastes that resonate. Some of you here have experienced other people and being in those relationships or talking, etc. You were really able to put yourself in the shoes of this other person, because these people or persons, or take it as it resonates, that have came into your life after the separation with this individual have shown forms of clinginess or of wanting to pull in your energy at a time you didn't have to give, and how different the view is on the other side. And you've reflected and been like, man, did I come off this way? No wonder that they wanted to separate, need time away from me, etc. But you're not being hard on yourself. You're not feeling like, oh my God, I was this freak person and blah, blah, blah. You're being rational. You're understanding the bigger picture. Beyond what the ego wants to know, insecurity, deflecting, all of it. You're seeing the whole mass, if you will. Because of this let go, what I see also is this person in their life has driven away from some source, a person, etc., that they surrendered their connection to anybody else with for them. It's very interesting energy. This one I'm going to start with the cards. Understanding what's going on with that person, about what they drove away from and why you're back in their mind. And it's more than back in your, and it's more than being back in each other's minds. It's like they can feel your energy surrounding them. And they can feel how free you are, and how you've realized your actions that came off as a game. This is the only way I can feel. I can't get off the word game. Interesting. I think I'm going into... Okay. Wow. This person... They definitely wondered about your ability to be a guide in life. If you were following others or your own path. They always saw you as an independent source. There is a chance that somebody also got in the way of how they felt about you. Go with me here. There were times they could have had, they are even reflecting on how much did the part of them release you because of influence of others. Certain situations arose with the way you responded to things, and then they asked for advice. Hey, I like this person, but I feel like they're becoming clingy. Or, hey, I like this person, but it's such an intense feeling when I'm messaging them. I don't know what to do. And whoever they talked to, no matter if they knew you or not, was like, well, this person, it seems that they're playing off to be this confident person, or that they know something, or that they are a guide in life, etc. And it's fake. There's probably something underlining with them. There's probably a vendetta, if you will. Whoever this person, this energy is, Now, if it's a friend, an ex-lover, a family member, take it as it resonates. Whoever this person was for them, they can see that that person was a pretty deceptive individual in their life. That there was valid things in some of the words they said, like you were being clingy. You were looking for outwards validation through being accepted by that person. But you weren't cynical. You weren't playing a game. You weren't trying to get a rise out of a person's emotions. Whoever they were connected with talking about you or the situation went from a 0 to 100. And it definitely didn't help your situation. So you've reflected on your actions, your decisions, and you've taken ownership of that in more ways than one, but we're not going to throw away that we're seeing somebody else's eyes change the perception of this individual to you. Interesting. So whatever happened with them, I really feel like this person got a reading on you. I cannot shake it. This person got a reading on your connection, or if they are a reader themselves, or etc., if they read their own cards, etc., they did a reading about you. It almost feels, wow. Oh God. Somebody got a reading on you, and it was either from not the most trustful reader or extremely misconstrued. About if you two got together, it would be fucking up destiny. Whoever this reader was that gave them the reading either did not know what the fuck they were doing or deeply was deceiving them. It's nasty energy. You were made to be seen as a very fake individual. That the connection is something that would mess with their life. That it was better to just cut it off. And even when this happened, something in their body was like registering, this doesn't feel correct, but I know from the 3D world, things that are going on, the right thing to do is to put my defenses up to this person, aka you. So with the mix of all of that, and you did need to separate for further growth. Like that was imperative. These things happen. The freedom of will, left path, right path choices have made other things happen during your separation. So these are collective takes where it resonates. If their friend is a reader, or if their friend reads cards, or their brother, their sister, take it as it resonates, or if they actually went to a person that does this for a living, however it resonates, it was a butcher job of a reading. And already, if it was a friend or a different reader, so much of what the reader said was going to happen hasn't. So they probably said, oh, something that feels right for the most of the collective here. Remember, takes what resonates, because these are collective. Along the lines of was like, you're supposed to be with somebody else, and if you leave that person, your life's going to fuck up. Or you're going to be throwing away the real connection for you. The only thing I keep hearing is like a person that could have been married or in a deeply committed relationship with somebody that they were not happy with, that they were not in love with anymore, that even before you came into the picture, they were wondering if they were going to actually stay with or etc. And they got a reading saying, should I leave this person and start on a new adventure, go into a new love, or even just separate from this person and go alone, go with nobody? Whatever reader, etc. gave them this download, if you will, said you should stay where you are and make it work. That if you leave this marriage, if you leave this dynamic, it's going to be bad. And they must have followed that guidance, and it definitely did not work out in their favor. And they're like they have been in a state of reflecting on how much they have believed from outside sources instead of following their own intuition. The mix with you not being mature enough yet at that point, because of that clinginess energy, because of that needing to be accepted from outwards, didn't help. But the only way to have released that part of you was going through this experience. All of the other stuff, freedom of will, has definitely came in to dictate how they have operated forward with you. If they went into complete separation, if they blocked you, if they unfriended you, all of that. What matters now is they are seeing the twists. They're seeing and feeling when things started to be made to fit. I'm being told to do all these. Wow. Well, the reading, the friend, the dynamic, they were the deceptor. There was some underlining of wanting to get something from your person. At the current moment, this person, when it comes to you, is deeply watching. Like they're looking for information about you. This can mean they're either talking to people about you. That one feels like collective. There's not, some of you here, they are talking to people about you, but at this point, I feel like most of them have gone so deep into hermit mode that they only want to trust their own intuition. So they're not really asking for outside source, even if it's from people they completely trust. But there is a sense of watching you. So going on your social media platforms, seeing if you're posting, etc., seeing who you're tagged in with photos, where like they are in touch with your life over online. Even rereading things, re-looking at things. They don't feel exactly in control of their life right now. But they want to dive into getting to know you. They wonder if this is something you would want to rebuild or even build off of. It's like you made the handle of your sword, but you weren't able to finish the actual blade. And they're wondering if you're still willing to finish the blade. They see you in the highest light. And they don't feel lost. It's beautiful. Even with all this hurt and everything, they actually feel more connected to themselves than they ever had before. And in this energy of rising from the ashes, this person does want to be in your life. They do want to take this slow. And that's good. You two should start off as friends. No matter how much sexual interactions you've had, haven't had, whatever. Be a safe space for each other. This person is reaching out to you. And that's because with the law of attraction, with balance, with surfing, it's in their court too. There is nothing you have to do other than continue to be yourself. And remember, you are perfectly imperfect. What's going to make you align to this person is not trying to be something you're not. It's being bold, it's being real. And all of the lessons you have learned, the downloads, taking them and still having that childlike wonder. You both have the ability to read each other's stories. You both have the space to be friends. Let it build from there. And that's what I got for you today. Now, we're going to talk about Twitch. Over on Twitch at Uncle Bronze Official, every single live stream, I give away a free tarot reading. All you must simply do is be following me on Twitch and watching the active stream. An active stream, every single one has a different keyword. You'd put that keyword in the chat, and that's what automatically puts you into the draw. The keyword is on my screen on the top right hand corner, and the way you find it out is, well, by going to the stream and seeing it. That is Twitch at Uncle Bronze Official. And another thing I'm going to talk about is the Spiritual Colorado Adventure. All of the spots have been booked. If you would still like to get on the waiting list, you can do so by going to the website and putting yourself on the waiting list. This way, if any spots are added, you will be notified and have the chance to still come. Also, my trip that is going to be planned for 2025, by signing up for the waiting list now of this trip, you will automatically be notified of when the 2025 trip starts, like where you can look and see the details and sign up for it. You will be the first to be notified by being on the waiting list right now for this trip. The trip is linked in all of my social media platforms and on my website. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me an email at contact@offprintmint.com. And that's what I have for y'all today. I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it.